This is one of those topics that came out a couple of weeks ago, so it's definitely in the day late, dollar short category. But I heard this news while I was on vacation, and I still wanted to talk about it here on my channel because it was important to me, and it definitely put a very small dampener on my vacation because it was that big of a deal to me. But I was very sad to hear that Revenant Hill, one of my most anticipated indie games that I was looking very, very much forward to, has been officially canceled. If you don't know what Revenant Hill is, it's basically a game that looks very similar to another indie title that I absolutely adore called Night in the Woods. It looks to be a spiritual successor, and it definitely gave you Night in the Woods vibes, and that's probably because this game was being created by the same people that made Night in the Woods, and that game in particular is one of my all-time favorite indie games and probably one of my all-time favorite video games of all time. So when I see that Revenant Hill was canceled, I'm not being facetious when I say I was generally disappointed and saddened to hear the news, and I was even more saddened to find out the reasons behind its cancellation, because it turns out it's not because of some controversy or anything like that. It's because of people's actual lives are on the line because their health is in jeopardy. Scott Benson, who is the game's narrative designer and an artist for Revenant Hill, has had to officially say he had to step away from the project due to literal heart failure. I mean, that is about as good of a reason as anyone could have to step away from a project. In other words, the guy has heart disease and his life is on the line. So yeah, I completely understand as to why you wouldn't want to be working on a video game, because working on video games can be a very time-consuming and stressful thing, and stress is not good for your heart, especially if you have heart disease, which is the #1 killer in all of the United States. So I 100% understand and am completely okay with his decision to back out of this. The unfortunate side effect of this, though, is now you can't help but wonder if the Glory Society, which is the studio behind this game, is going to be able to overcome this obstacle, because the ramifications of the situation could actually spell the end for this team. This could be the end of the Glory Society, which would be the end of any of their games in the future, which is a huge bummer. And I want to make this perfectly clear that I'm not mad at Scott or the team or anything for canceling. I think it is 100% the right call, because people's lives should always come first before, some gamer's hopes and dreams of being able to play a game he was excited for. Okay? My feelings and my thoughts do not matter. The Glory Society's thoughts and feelings in this regard do. Scott's feelings and his health is what is important here. So at this time, I just wanted to say, Scott, and to your team, I 100% understand. It is a bummer that the game is getting canceled, but hey, get healthy, take care of yourself first, and just have my best wishes. My best wishes going out to you and everybody else that's been impacted by this. This is a tragedy, but it's not a tragedy because the game got canceled. It's a tragedy because human beings' lives seem to be at stake here, and that's always just a disappointing thing. And I just hope everybody's able to rebound, recover from this, and be okay. I am Bradley Overrated, out like a trout, and I'll see you guys on the next one.